Hello everyone, time for another catch up. Little bit, or not quite such a big gap this time. I think it's about a month since I gave the last one, but finally a little bit of action going on. Not a lot, I've got to say, but at least there's something happening. First we'll start with a standard Fordson. Now I think you've probably seen a glimpse of this one, but we haven't really done a lot with it. Although I did put up a blog with Timmy on it, haymaking, which will be self-explanatory. But anyway, we'll have a look at that and tell the story, which I may have told you before. But if you're like me, you'll have forgotten it, so that's all right. Anyway, here we go.
Right, this all started back in 2019. There were two standard Fordsons for sale locally, and my mate Timmy was determined to buy at least one of them. He wouldn't say which one he wanted, but I fancied the one with the narrow mud guards, and so did Timmy. Anyway, there was no good arguing about it. Somebody got to buy it, so I decided to stand back and just see what happened. Timmy was dedicated. He bought both. We got his friend Carl Powell to drop them home, and that was the end of the story, really.
It wasn't the end of the story. Timmy got these two tractors and he brought them back. No decisions out of him at all, but they were new toys. He wasn't going to sell them for a while yet anyway. But anyway, we got a sort of agreement that I would have the one I wanted as and when. Well, Timmy, neither tractor was a runner, but they both turned over, so that was good. Anyway, he got his friend out, Andrew Northam, and Andrew's a bit of a wizard on it, and they got them going, they certainly got the one with the narrow mudguards going. That was the first one, and then the second one followed on after. So here's where they got started, and this is a bit of real Timmy magic, and makes me quite sad to see it, really, because as you probably know, Tim is no longer with us, and I miss him. I've got to say I do miss him. Anyway, that's it.
On the Lucia. Right there, everybody. Yeah, I'm a picture man here together. There's an extra one. Hi, all. Woo! Extra like it. We need to change the color. We need to change the back. Put on the I'll scroll the light there, we're going. Lovely gearbox. Steady as she goes, Becca.
See it running like that, it really was sweet. Anyway, Timmy had both the tractors going. I can't remember exactly what time of year it was, but it was too late to do very much with them. So they were put in the shed. I allowed him some shed space because it would have been a crying shame to leave them out. So he put them in the shed, and it was probably June, July the following year when we finally got one out and used it in anger. And it was the narrow wing one, which was good. So a friend of ours, Mike Sterling, he'd got some hay down, and he asked him if he'd like to come and try the tractor out. I'd got a kicker hay tedder, and that was just right for it, really. So off we went. So here's where we loaded it up, and a few pictures of us doing it. So we finished kicking up the hay and loaded the tractor and the machine up on the trailer and brought it home. Unloaded at this end. Timmy reversed it into the shed and stopped it, and that was it. I think that was the last time Timmy really drove the tractor, or drove a tractor. He certainly fell ill soon after that, and he wasn't really himself. He was still about, still saw him occasionally, but he just went downhill, and sadly he passed away. So the tractor was there in the shed, still got the kicker attached to it, and there was quite a few things to clear up because Timmy left everything here. I'd talked to Timmy about, he knew he was dying, and we had to decide what was going to do with these different things. So he knew where some things wanted to go, and he knew that I wanted that tractor, so he wanted me to have it, which was lovely, really. But so it got, as I said, it got left in the shed. I really hadn't got the heart to move it. It was the last thing we did together with it, and it was, a great time doing it, good memories from it. So I left it in there, and that's, let me think, I think it's 5 years ago. So 2020, 5 years ago, and it sat there. So lots of things to do. I haven't been well myself just lately, but anyway, somebody rang me up and they wanted a tractor, a period tractor for the end of the war, and it's the 80 years since the end of World War II, and that's happening quite soon. And they asked me if I'd got anything that they could put there just as part of the atmosphere when they're doing this event. So that tractor is 1945. It's you can tell it's one of the last ones because of the narrow mudguards. As the metal got shorter, they cut the metal down, and that was one way they saved it. So it was fitted with the narrow mudguards. So it's a 1945 tractor. It's 80 years old, and I thought, now's the time. Timmy's event, we'll take it up there. He'd love to be centre stage, so we take the tractor up to this event. So we went and got the tractor out, and Not surprisingly, it didn't start straight away, but there was no reason why it shouldn't. So got it out and got it into the shed and messed about with it, and the mag was playing up. We couldn't get a spark out of it. So I rang chap I know, got on very well with him, and he's always done the mags for me. And I said, I've got a real problem with this tractor, Brian. Can you sort the mag out? And he said, I've retired. So I thought, oh Christ. So I said, well, who do you recommend to do it then? So he hadn't got any answers. He said, well, I don't know. So I thought, oh Christ. Anyway, he knew Timmy, and we started talking about it, and he said, well, I said, have you still got all your kit then? Oh yeah, I've still got the kit. He said, I won't get rid of that yet. So I wasn't playing him at all. You've got to believe that. So I said, oh, it's a shame. I told him all about the tractor and Timmy and everything, and I said it was the last one he drove. I said, I really want to go. Well, he said, when can you bring it up? So I said, whenever you like. He said, well, I'm here now. So I said, right, I'm coming now. We took 4 bolts out of the mag, took it off the tractor, and I took it up to him. And he's like a genie with these things. I watched him do it, and good, he had a spark out of it in no time. He put another condenser on it and did a bit of cleaning up, and there was a washer, we think, that was supposed to be there, insulating washer, and that had disappeared. So it was dead shorting. So I came back with it with a beautiful spark on it, and Ian was helping me that day, but he'd already gone by the time I got back. So I just put it in the shed and thought, well, I'd wait till he turned up again. And anyway, I couldn't resist. I bolted it back on, and I thought, well, I'm not going to swing it very much because I should be on the floor if I do. But anyway, I turned it, I put the petrol on, and couldn't get the right amount of fuel through. So sorted that out, or started to sort it out. I got it to start, but it would cut out, so it was starving of fuel. So the following day, Ian did come back, and I'd already taken the tank off so that the tap was playing up, and it got a strange tap on it, which I've certainly never seen one before, and if I never see one again, it won't worry me. So I put a decent tap on it, put some fuel in it, and when Ian was here, we put a couple of new pipes on it, and it started straight away. Beautiful. So here it is, driving at the shed. mission completed, I suppose. There's 2 or 3 little things I need to order, or I have ordered off of Cox and Turner, who really good suppliers of standard Fordson parts. You may have noticed one of the foot plates is got a big hole in it, so I've ordered another one of those. That's the only real rust on the tractor. Why that's gone like that, I don't know. I would guess it's had a bit of fertiliser or something on there, but it's going to be easier to replace it. The top on the air cleaner is actually it's a Timmy fitment, and it's actually a air cleaner off of a oil filler off a Land Rover. It's got some gauze in it, so that does it. But it's not going through it at the moment because the pipe from the carburetor back to the air cleaner is missing, and I've also ordered that. That's why it's not running quite as smooth as it might, because it's probably getting too much air. It needs to draw on something. So I've ordered those. Cost nearly as much as the bloody tractor did in the first place, but I think we've got to do it. And the event is at the end of this month, so I'll take it up there a few days before it. Hopefully those bits will be there to put on it. You can't get used bits like that, they're just too much, so I've got to put new on it, and they'll be a little bit shiny, but it won't matter. Apart from that, the tractor's very good. It's a local tractor, it's been in the area for a lot of years. David Tremaine, a local contractor, his grandfather bought it new. I'm not sure how long he kept it for, but it's certainly finished up at Salmon's farm at Romford, Trewinnock farm, and they used it until they didn't use it. Used a pair of them, so I would guess that's probably 50 years ago they stopped using it, and they've been in the shed ever since. The front tyres, as you could see, were absolutely shot, but the back tyres on both tractors were okay. They've blown up and done. Timmy put new tyres on the front, and it's what it is now. It's a tractor I'll never sell, because it's exactly the same as the one I first learnt to drive. I'd say it was one of these tractors. I was driving it. When I say driving it, I was in control of it long before the law came in, even where it was the 13-year-old, you've got to be 13 to drive it. And my job was, when we were picking sheaves up, so that's how long ago it was, I was big enough to stand on the clutch, and the clutch and the brake are one thing on that, but I hadn't got enough weight to push it down all the way, so I had to hold on, stand between the seat and the mudguard, and I was allowed to move this tractor on. It was only a straight line down the field, really. And then many years later, when I was not quite 13, that was the first tractor my dad actually sent me out into the field to do something with. He was in the same field, but it was go and roll the field. So it was a 10-acre field of corn, and I went down and rolled it. Well, because I found first gear and second gear. It wasn't long before I found top gear, and so I soon finished the field, and I got back up, and he said, right, now go and do it again, because you've done it too fast. So, lesson learned. Anyway, I was going to tell you, this is going to be 2 tractors, really. We've the John Fordson is having a bit of a makeover. I'll put a couple of pictures up in a minute, but I'm not going to continue it now. So this is, done it long enough on the standard Fordson. It'll give me another one to do, because there's enough information on that to make another blog. So if I feel like it, depends how many likes I get on this one. So this will be the end of this then. So I'll say cheerio for now. If you like it, press the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe again. I'll try and get back into the habit of doing these things, but it's there's a lot going on at the moment. Rally's coming up. I've got a lot to do for that. Physically, I'm not going to be able to do it this year like I was, but with a good team behind me, we'll have a good rally. It will be a good rally, and you might hear about it You might hear of it again before that. So September the 21st and 20th and 21st, so well worth coming to. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this far, and I'll see you directly.